All right, welcome in to the Rob and Kale Show. I'm Rob Sanders. My buddy Carolina Jackpot, I'm sure will be joining us here momentarily. Got a lot of things we're going to talk about this evening, including the Gamecock basketball team had their opportunity to get a conference win, and they go down to LSU and just get popped by a shitty LSU team. For those of you that didn't watch, there's one play that just sticks out. Kentucky Blue Ball Channel says they're doing great. Yeah. Anyway, look, here's my big thing with that. There's one play that stuck out there as I wait for Jackpot to join us here this evening. There he is. There's Jackpot. Hello, Jackpot.
Hello, Robbo.
I was just talking about.
Robbo.
It's nice of you,
Robbo. You know the old saying, Robbo. You get what you pay for. My friend, I think we may need to split the cost of that StreamYard because this is a fucking piece of shit.
Well, we can talk about that after the program is over.
This is some homemade garbage right here. God damn it! This is bad.
Well, you can understand.
It took me 10 minutes
why I was
connected.
I mean, it was $45 Jackpot, and I was just like, ugh. But I think I'm with you on that. We may talk about that
one. It took me a minute to get on here. Like I had to take it in another room because it wasn't giving me the pop-up to allow me to use my camera or whatever. And I thought, well, maybe I'm getting a bad signal back here. And then, no, it's just a piece of shit. It's just slow.
All right. Well, we'll talk about that. We'll do we'll make it work, and then we'll talk about the part of the StreamYard's fine. Anyway, Jackpot, I was talking about your Gamecock basketball team, and did you watch the game last night?
I did. I watched all of it.
I think the play in that game that just was kind of, your season is fucked when this play happens. The Gamecocks threw an inbound pass, right? Like a lob on an inbound pass.
An inbound pass where he shot a fucking 4-pointer. It should have been.
Yeah, but it goes in. But in basketball, that's not. You have to.
That's nothing. That's nothing. Well, I don't even know what they ruled it. That's throwing it out of bounds, isn't it? I mean,
changes possession. If the ball goes into the basket and no one touches it off the inbound pass, it's a dead ball turnover. So I literally was like, wait a minute, these motherfuckers can't shoot for shit. But they damn sure threw an inbound pass and got that to fall. It's hard to kick a person when they're down, but they are down bad, Jackpot.
Well, I was looking at the box score, and after I watched it, and I knew he didn't contribute. But you've got a starter in there, Zachary Davis, who played over 30 minutes. He scored nothing. No, not one fucking point. None. And I'm like, damn. I'm like, did he miss a bunch of shots? Did he have a bad night? No, he went 0 for 2. He attempted 2 shots. How are you in there for 30? I mean, it's a waste of a position. I mean,
well, that comes down to 2 things, in my opinion. Either A, he's not assertive enough to take shots, or B, the coaching staff is like, we don't have anybody that can play behind him, but we're just going to put him out there. It's one of those 2. Maybe a combination.
I've gave up on him, so I mean,
yeah. Well, anyway, I
purchased tickets to go see their game Saturday night, so we'll see.
How much did you spend on that, Jackpot?
$25, I think, for 2 tickets.
Well, shit, we could have bought StreamYard for that.
I could have bought a lot of things for that.
Yeah. The question is will they win a conference game? I thought that LSU was their best shot. Now it's like, yeah, not so much. But then what'll probably happen is they'll probably go home and beat some damn body. You know?
I gotta think they gotta win one. If they finish 0 for, I mean, they still make the conference. Does everybody get in the conference tournament?
Yeah, I think everyone gets in the conference tournament.
Everybody gets a trophy. Okay, well, at least they get to play.
They'll be in the earliest game in the tournament. They'll be playing like whoever finishes 13th or whatever. So hold on, let me look at the SEC bracket. I'll tell you how it looks. Hold on, SEC basketball. Anyway, there's that. Jackpot, I have to ask. I watched some of your video. You had hell in Tennessee going to do some TikTok work, man. That's a crazy video.
I'm telling you, that interstate's a show. It really is. There's no excuse for it. I got to thinking, well, I should give them some slack because they've had it tough since that hurricane. And I know they have, but damn it, dude. I mean, it don't take nothing to have a Department of Transportation, a little dump truck go and dump a little bit of asphalt in the hole. I mean, you're going to have to repave that road anyway. So why not at least just patch it? I mean, in the time and somebody can do that. Probably would take like 2 guys to do that and fix that other hole too. Just to make it drivable. God damn. I mean,
when it comes to roads, man, like everything with the government is bad when it comes to roads. I can't think of any state where the DOT is well thought of. Like we've got they're repairing the road or expanding the road in front of my kid's school, and they've been doing it. How many years? It's been like 3 years on this project, right, Karen? Something like that with the road expansion in front of the school. Like 3 years, like 3. Oh, she says it's 8. Maybe I'm stupid. She's probably right about that. 8 years to widen a damn road.
By the time it gets widened, you've got probably so much more traffic that it's not wide enough yet.
Well, that's the thing that gets me is that she's probably right about the 8 years, but it's like we drive by there and there's people just sitting on the damn big fucking tractor things, and then they got like a little mini single wide trailer sitting over there. And you got people running in and out of that all the time. Motherfucker, get to work. You don't need a goddamn single wide out there. Get that shit out there and pave some damn road.
Well, I can't tell you how many traffic. I can't tell you how many job sites I've driven by. I know everybody has. You driving by job sites where they're working on the roads and like, I don't know. I've seen like, I'm not trying to be racist here. I've seen like 2 or 3 Mexican dudes standing around watching one other Mexican dude with a jackhammer. And I mean, one of them might have a hose pipe to, because you got to wet it down to keep keep it cooled off, or that thing will overheat and fuck up something. But then there's like two standing there. One's got a shovel, and then you're just like, there's a whole lot going on here. Like, what is your job exactly? So I don't know, but we've got a road project up here in the upstate. They finished it, I guess, about 2 years ago. Worked on it for like 5 years. So out on I-85 at the Pelham Road and I-85 exit. So they did this. It was always a shit show. So they did this deal where they like built an extra lane over here, probably like a half a mile out. So you like have to get in this whole long extra lane just to exit off at Pelham Road, and it was to keep it from getting so backed up when people try to get over to just exit off right here instead. And long story short, it took so long that it doesn't work. It still doesn't work.
Yeah, Karen was saying that they finished off like a mile section of this road, and then they had to go back and tear it up because they forgot to put the drain pipes through. What kind of fuckery is that?
Oh, good Lord. Have you ever seen this? I got this app I downloaded. It's the SC511 app. Have you ever heard of this?
I have heard of it, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know anything about it. You can add any traffic camera. I've got like 100 of them on there in the state on there, and just look at the traffic. Hey, let's see what's going on in Anderson right now.
So I used to use that when I would do traffic reports for the radio. That's one of the things we would use. So, but yeah, that's a pretty cool app. Anyway, look, we could sit here and rant and rave about the roads and stuff, but yeah, I mean, I don't even know where to go with the Gamecock basketball team. Clemson's off this week. They play SMU on Saturday in Dallas.
How do they keep getting all these weeks where they don't have to play a game?
I don't know. By the way, if the SEC tournament started today, South Carolina,
you get like a 6 month period we didn't play a game.
Well, you're about to get it in about what? You got what, 5 games left?
I don't know. It's too many. Yeah, they got Texas. They play Tennessee.
Paddling.
Yeah, that's a paddling. And I'm not sure who else.
Well, if you play today,
they play Mizzou.
That's a paddling.
Yeah.
If the tournament started today, you would be in game 1, the 16 versus 9 matchup, which that would be Wednesday at noon. So your season will be over about 2:00 on Wednesday of tournament week. You would be playing, let's see here, the 9 seed, which is currently 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right now, it would be the Kentucky Wildcats, a team that's already thumped that ass.
Oh, they're done. We're fucking them up. That would be the Kentucky thing to do, however.
Well, look, and let's say you get past that game, then you get the 8 seed. The 8 seed would be Mississippi State, a team that you've had issues with this season.
We almost beat them.
30. Yeah, but they beat you by 35 at their house, right?
Okay, well, average it out. We lost by 17.
About 17, okay. I see where you're going.
That's a paddling.
Let's say them. If you get past those 2 games, then you get the number 1 overall seed after that. Holy shit!
Almost beat them. Not a problem. Not a problem.
Gamecock Chuck says we'd lose by 40. Yes, sir. So, anyway.
Oh, maybe that too.
Well, there you go with that. All right. Well, look. What else do you want to get into tonight, Jackpot? Do you want to? Oh, I had this for you. I forgot to send it your way, but I'll get your exact response right now. I'm glad you're holding that puppy because this may calm you down a little bit. I was listening to old Mr. Clean Pate today,
Who?
And he said, Mr. Clean Pate, Josh Pate. And he said, Jackpot, that right now if we tiered up the programs in the SEC, that South Carolina would be the 10th best program in the conference. Are you buying or selling on that?
I'm not sure about that. After last year, I don't know. It's like, well,
there's 16 teams in the conference. He's got you at number 10.
I mean, who's he got right in front of him and right behind him?
Missouri's ahead of you.
Bullshit.
I didn't make the rankings, sir. That's what he did.
Oh, I'm saying he's full of shit.
I think he had the Florida Gators ahead of you.
Okay, he's a fucking idiot.
Well, see, that's the one that I have problems with because
he's an idiot. He did. What's his problem with the state of South Carolina? He was trashing Clemson the other day too. I think that
first of all, I think that and he's mentioned this on some of his shows, like the one interview that he wants, like he does his one-on-one series, and he's gotten all the coaches, Nick Saban, I mean, Kelly, all of them like jump to get to meet with this guy and have one of his sit-down series where they run their mouths and blah, blah, blah. But Dabo Swinney hasn't done it with him. And I think that maybe, just throwing it out there, maybe he's like, you know what? This motherfucker won't sit down with me. Why do I have to give him anything, you know?
Well, maybe, everybody doesn't buy into his spiel.
He did say one thing about Clemson in one episode that I listened to. He said that this coming season was Clemson's championship window. And he explained that with where Clemson is, the fact that, no more Klubnik after this season, you're going to lose a ton of different players. And I think Riley's going after this season too, to be honest with you, especially if Klubnik balls out. But he thinks that this is just their championship season, and after that he expects a decline of where Clemson won't be in championship talk anymore. And the sad thing is I kind of agree with him on that. Unless Dabo Swinney gets off and gets a lot of help in the portal.
Well, he based it off of their I guess it was their subpar recruiting class for 2025. But I mean, they didn't land that many players numbers wise, but the ones they landed, I mean, they were pretty good. They had a high average.
They did. It didn't come out as far as the rankings go. They finished 26th, and I'm not in the camp of trying to pacify people about that recruiting class. What I can say, though, is that they normally don't take as many players as everybody else. So you're going to have other programs that are ahead of them. But
right,
even when they've done that before, they've still finished in the top 12. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, quantity sometimes will get you. If you remember when Jeremy Pruitt was at Tennessee, when they were stuffing those McDonald's bags, I think it was like the 20. It may have been like the 2021. No, that wouldn't have been because he was fired by then. Maybe it was the 2020 class or something. They finished ranked like number 4. That's because they took like 32 commitments.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, not all those guys are going to play, but
yeah,
I think that he's got to, and we've talked about this before, the fact that he went into the portal and got some guys, that's good. But if you're going to shit the bed on your recruiting classes, you better supplement it with that transfer portal, or it's going to be a hell of a drop off because and I know a lot of people are like, the ACC sucks, and I'll give you that. A third of the conference sucks.
Josh Gray, motherfuckers out here dunking the ball for Missouri, playing lights out for them. He didn't shit at South Carolina. Big goofy lurch motherfucker.
26-15, Mizzou leads Alabama right now.
Yeah, they're currently Alabama is currently the newest participant in Paddle Fest.
We'll see how that goes for them there. Anyway, I think
that's
that
not a comeback.
Yeah, I don't
fucking Josh just got ran right by. Stupid ass.
Anyway, I think that that there are teams in the ACC that are trying to get over that Clemson hurdle. Miami's spending a ton of NIL money. Same thing for Florida State. And their coach, by the way, I think he would sell his mom for a recruit. He is such
Mike Norvell?
Yeah, he's a piece of shit.
Well, I mean, he did pick up DJ Ukulele and make him his starting quarterback. So,
yeah,
I don't know that his elevator quite reaches the upper story.
Well, watch out for the fruit too, and Louisville. Louisville's, trying to be an up and coming program. Now, are they ever going to get to a point where they dominate? I don't know. North Carolina's spending some NIL money there with Belichick. I don't think Belichick went there to lose games.
I'm sure that was part of the I don't know, part of the demands that he probably set forth.
Yeah. Well, anyway, that's some recruiting stuff that I ran across. It was pretty interesting. I also tuned in tonight for a minute, Jackpot, to the Citadel's game tonight. The Citadel's like 0 for 13 in conference play. I think they lost again tonight.
Jesus.
Yeah, they lost by 12 to Mercer. But they're 0-15, but I tuned in for a minute, and I went to a game when I was a kid at Johnston Haggood Stadium or McAllister Fieldhouse. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And that I tuned in tonight for just a second just to see how the Citadel was doing. Brother, their place looks the same as when I went when I was 8. I mean, yeah, it was kind of cool.
Except for there's nobody that when I went to school there, I mean, you would go to the games. Everybody would go to the games in the evening for the money. It wasn't mandatory. It wasn't like the football. The football games were mandatory. I think. I know for a freshman, I know they were mandatory. I think the football games were mandatory for everybody. The basketball games weren't mandatory, so you didn't have to go. But we all wanted to go because they were doing pretty decent. And my roommate, when I was a freshman, he was on the basketball team. He was from Ohio. But anyway, I mean, it was a pretty good atmosphere. And now I've watched some of their games, and there's nobody there. I mean, there are a few cadets on this end and this end, but in the middle, there's nobody there.
Yeah.
Sad.
That's kind of how it was tonight.
Ugh.
With the game tonight. But anyway, I thought that was interesting. Just that it looked the same as when I went when I was 8 years old.
Now that football stadium has been upgraded since I was down there. That the Johnson Haygood Stadium. It used to hold like 22,000 people, and they redid it, and they ripped like one whole side of it down and redid it. It only holds like 12,000 people now or something.
I want to respond to Lawnmower Man's comment here.
The Boneyard, they used to call it.
He says Clemson's 26 class will be top 5. They've had some donor issues. That is now solved. Sir, I'm not sure who your source is on that. Maybe their class will finish in the top 5, but money is not an issue at Clemson. Dabo Swinney gets whatever the fuck he wants, and that's just the way that it is. So, they missed on this recruiting class as far as the quantity of it. Okay, I'll give you that. And I gotta give Brock credit here too. Brock says, we don't even know how well Clemson is at evaluating transfer talent. That is a fair statement. If the transfers don't work out, Clemson's future with Dabo is shit. That is absolutely true. I mean, I can't poke holes in that because we don't know what they've done yet. You know, that might be the comment of the night there. Thank you, Brock. Good
Everybody,
stuff there.
they're asking what military branch I was in. Nothing United States military wise, but I am a charter member currently of the UTS Army.
I thought you were the general of the UTS Army.
I'm just a member right now. I'm trying to work my way up to rank. I'm private right now, honestly, not general, but
private hall.
Yeah, I'm on the way. Did we ever find out it was a law that South Carolina-Clemson play every year? What it is no. It is a what is it, Rob? It is a
there was a resolution.
Continuation. Is that it?
No, it's called a resolution.
Resolution.
What that basically is like in the South Carolina State House, you can make a resolution that, like an example, June 5th is, Women's Basketball Day because in honor of the Lady Gamecocks and their national titles. And they stand up there in the Senate, yay, that kind of thing. But then they had a resolution from Nathan Ballantyne because he wanted to make sure that South Carolina and Clemson played each other.
The hell is Nathan Ballantyne?
That was the representative that from Chapin, who went on the floor of the State House with the resolution that South Carolina and Clemson should play each other every year in football. Now, that baffles me because I talk about, hey, South Carolina shouldn't be on the schedule, but they're going to be on the schedule every year. It's just the way that it is. But let's waste time for the damn state Senate and let's have a conversation about something that's going to happen anyway, but let's just make sure we put something out there that, hey, this should happen. But it's not against the law. If the Clemson athletic director said, you know what, or South Carolina's athletic director, the new one, said, you know what, I don't want to play those motherfuckers anymore, he could pull them right off the schedule in a nanosecond. So it's not going to happen, but you could get away with it. It's not a law. It's just not.
Did you say this Missouri douche? It's number 31. The
one with the hair?
Yeah, the one with the John Travolta, that 70s haircut. I mean, did they not call traveling in college basketball anymore? Because I'm pretty sure he took like 5 steps on that driving layup to the basket. I don't think they call it anymore.
I don't think so either. So
1, 2, I don't know.
What a mess.
Was my wife mad I busted another one of her tires? No, not really. I mean, I couldn't avoid it. In theory, I could have and not wrecked, but I mean, it was like it just sprung up on me all of a sudden. I just froze. It was weird. It's one of those things that happens, and you're slow to react to it.
Yeah,
freaking A, man. I'm surprised it didn't tear the damn car up.
From your description, I was worried that you may have like ruined your shocks or some shit the way you hit that hole.
I don't know, but we got the tire change. I asked it didn't look like there was a hole in it. It just didn't have any air in it. I think it came loose from the rim, and I asked them when they were done. I said, how big was the hole in it? He was like, oh, I don't know. He's like, I just slapped the new one on. I'm like, okay, well, what's wrong?
Yeah. Well, anyway, that Jackpot and his road wars, man.
Road wars.
Road wars with Jackpot. We should, seriously, we may one game eventually. We may do the whole thing where you and I go to a game together and just do it sort of like remember when Jim Ross and Tony Schiavone went and they did road trips to different spots or different events or whatever? We should do that for a game.
I do.
Yeah, that would be fun. Us going to Waffle House and if we're going to a game, finding a damn hole to park in. Yeah, that'd be fun. Why not?
Yeah.
Anyway. All right, if you want to join the show, I'm putting the link over here. And there you go. Eddie says, SEC dog, I don't know, but I'm an SEC fan. I'm an SEC fan. Hope the whole ship flops. I was just saying they won't lose to us again. It's stretching, but sounds good. Yeah, SEC dog's up there trying to get me to respond to his nonsense, which I will
What
not
nonsense
do.
would be that?
That South Carolina will never lose another football game to Clemson.
Oh.
So, yeah, I don't know about all that. Let's
I'm
bring
sure,
in
I'm sure one of these days Clemson will find a Shane Beamer to win 2 in a row at Death Valley.
Schultz, what's up, buddy?
I'm not trying to sound like a dick, but I feel like a lot of these people in the comments forgetting that if you go with the Citadel, that doesn't mean you have to go into the military. It's a public school. It's not like West Point.
No. Well, I didn't even finish. I only did 2 years there anyway. So
where'd you transfer to?
But no, yeah, you're right. I mean, it's you do have to take an ROTC program all 4 years while you're there. So you have to be like active in your. You have to take the courses of ROTC, but you don't have to. You don't. It's not like West Point where you have to become an officer for however many years after you graduate.
Paul asked if we would do a fan meetup at a game. I probably would.
A lot of people do, though.
I have a buddy of mine. I have a buddy of mine who's currently in the National Guard. He's on an ROTC scholarship. His dad went there, and he went into the Air Force. Mm-hmm. And he thinks he's probably going to do the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
But this basketball team, they're the most unluckiest team I've ever seen in the history of planet Earth.
It's they're not unlucky. They're terrible, man.
Last night they just played like shit. Well, LSU sucks. I mean, that was just a terrible effort all the way around. It was like they just didn't care last night. It's like they didn't. I think that bad luck's been a lot of it, but I think that last night it's just one of those deals where they're just like, fuck it.
I've stopped caring at this point. It's like I've stopped keeping up with them. I've just lost hope. I've lost all my faith. I mean, Lamont needs.
I can't blame you.
Lamont needs to get it together, or else he's going to be on the hot seat next year. Because I mean, we got a new AD who's not the one that hired him. You know, that AD is not going to keep him if he can't get it together next year. And
he should already be on the hot seat. He's not going to win a conference game.
Yeah, if you don't win a conference game, then you know, going
into he lost to North Florida.
Good Lord.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, if you can't win one conference game, you're not putting out a competitive product at all. And his seat has to be. Look, if they don't go 500 in conference play next year, at least, he's got to be shown the door. Or,
I mean,
you guys have to come up with the fact that you don't give a shit about men's basketball.
I mean, how do you go from being SEC Coach of the Year, making the tournament, to then not winning a conference game?
Well, he lost a lot of production, lost a lot of leadership on that team too, like BJ Mack, and what was the other guy's name, Rob?
Michi Johnson.
Talon Cooper.
Yeah, Cooper, yeah.
I mean, he would take over a ball game. Yeah. I mean, they were leaders. You lost
Michi Johnson.
How many leaders out there?
Yeah.
And Colin Murray Boyles, he's your inside presence, and he's a good player and all, but he doesn't. I mean, he's not intimidating, and he doesn't. I don't know.
Jackpot. He looked soft as Charmin last night.
He does. He looks like a baby.
That skinny kid from LSU was just slapping him around like he stole something. So
it's like a baby.
All right, Schultz. What else you got, buddy? Schultz.
But yeah, have you
Go ahead.
you heard about Michi Johnson, right?
What? What's up with Nietzsche Johnson?
That he's off the team.
Yeah.
I mean, that was kind of said a while back, but
What happened?
y'all heard about that, right?
Nietzsche Johnson's not on the team anymore.
Oh, I mean, I thought he got hurt, but did he get booted?
No, he just kind of left the team because he said he was dealing with some mental issues, and he really wasn't having a good
Well,
year.
his mental
and
issue was that he
I'm-
should be back, and he went crazy when he left Columbia, apparently.
Well, I was at first pissed off with him when he left Columbia, but now I'm kind of starting to think he wanted to go back home, like he said, to be closer to family because of his mental issue. And
Well, I mean, when he was down here, they
I
was
kind of feel
putting
bad.
shit up on Instagram. He was at the baseball games, and he was all in. I mean, he was like, it was like
He was.
like he was born on the 50-yard line at Willie B. I mean,
I know he was, and that's why it was kind of a surprise. But still, I kind of feel bad for the guy. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, this is not a Juice Wells or Jaheim Bell kind of situation, in my opinion.
Well, to be fair, you never know what someone is going through in their dome. You know what I mean? So
you never know what these kids got going on in their life.
Not even that. I mean, but yeah, I mean, what are they dealing with? You know what I mean? So some people are wired different. Some people can take problems and make a problem sandwich and eat it and they're done. And other people, the smallest thing can knock them off. And maybe he just had too much on his plate at one point. You never know. So,
yeah, because he did kind of have, he does kind of have a tragic kind of, backstory and all that.
All right, Schultz, appreciate you, buddy.
Yeah, absolutely. Appreciate you guys having me on.
See you later. All right, we got Paul up next. Paul, welcome to the program.
Hey, how are y'all doing tonight?
What's up, buddy?
Man, I'm fantastic.
I hear you. Hey, I was just thinking about this with our basketball recruiting. I know Lamont Paris has definitely emphasis to recruit out of the portal and from high school. A lot of kids from South Carolina. Do you think that, like in the future, he probably needs to emphasize recruiting the state less based off of the talent we have on our team? A lot of the kids are from South Carolina, but we're not very good. Do you think, in the future, he probably needs to look, elsewhere outside of the state? Is there enough talent?
Because, I mean, he's been around, right? I mean, he's got connections everywhere. Should.
But I just don't know if the talent in the state is good enough for South Carolina to be successful. What y'all think about that?
I could agree with you to a point on that, but there is talent in South Carolina. Remember, Kevin Garnett played in South Carolina. Ray Allen played in South Carolina. Zion Williamson played at Spartanburg Day. Ja Morant is a South Carolina kid. So there are South Carolina players that are really good. I think you need to get the best of the best, in my opinion. PJ Hall was a great player for Clemson, and he was from up there at Dorman. So, I mean, there's talent that comes out of the state. I think he needs to rope in that talent and try to get the kids from North Carolina that want to be Tar Heels but can't. Get those guys and develop the hell out of them. I think that's the best way to go. What do you think, Jackpot?
Yeah, well, I don't know how many of them want to be Tar Heels right now.
Well, Duke. Let's say Duke then.
Oh yeah.
They always seem to get the best, the best players. So there's that. But yeah, I mean, I think there's enough talent here. So I'm looking at the rankings now for the players in state. So the number one player in the state of South Carolina in the 2025 class, there are, let's see here.
I know it's basketball, but when I'm sitting here watching Missouri handing Alabama their ass 40-23, 6 minutes still left in the first half. It's like, I know it's basketball, but I can just see Eli Drinkowitz dorky ass like behind one of those backboards down there doing this.
We beat you there. Yeah.
Yeah, we stayed no business.
So
that guy walked too. Good Lord.
You know, hold on. We forgot about G.G. Jackson, who's a starter for the damn. Think about that for a second. For the Memphis Grizzlies or whatever they're called, you got two guys that played for South Carolina that are starters for that team. So, but going back to what Paul said, I looked at the 2025 rankings. Number one player is a 3-star recruit who is Robert Moore from Legacy Early College in Greenville. And then you've got Jordan Watford, who went to, it just says Queens. I don't know where the fuck that is. Just Queens. I'm being honest. I don't know where it is. You know, congratulations to the kid to get a scholarship, but
is that a high school?
That's the college that he's committed to is Queens.
Oh, that's in Charlotte.
Charlotte. That's who South Carolina played today in baseball.
Queens?
Yeah,
Queens University. Yeah, it's in Charlotte.
I'm looking at 2024. So Cam Scott was a 4-star player that went to South Carolina. Terry Copeland, I don't know where he's at, but after that, it kind of goes off. You got the Jackson Prunty went to the College of Charleston, and Julian Iturbe went to American University. Okay. It's fun to look at some of this stuff and see where these kids go.
That name sounds just as American as apple pie.
Well, I think that's Iturbe's son, the Iturbe guy that played at Clemson. Iturbe. Remember him, Jackpot? Come on now.
No. No, I don't remember that.
Well, you tend to forget because he broke his foot off in some Gamecock ass, so you probably would have tried to block.
He played basketball?
Yeah, Iturbe. That was his name.
When was his run of dominance?
Iturbe, Clemson. He played. Yeah, you would hate Iker Iturbe. He's 48. Let's see here. 6'7", went to Clemson. He was a forward. He played from 94 to 98.
Okay. I wasn't really no, fuck you. Because we had some good teams there around that. That was when Eddie Fogler was there.
What'd you guys finish in 98? I don't remember.
98 was both those years they were second seed. That was the year South Carolina was a number 2 seed one year and a number 3 seed the next year in a tournament, and they lost both of them. One year to Coppin State, the next year to Richmond.
So you got Clemson finished in his junior year, the final year that he was there. He went. Clemson finished 18-14, finished 5th in the conference. I'm looking to see how that went with. Because back then, didn't South Carolina and Clemson play twice? They played one game there.
They stopped doing that when we went to SEC.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm looking at it right now. Let's see here. They played South Carolina and they beat them 62-57. South Carolina was ranked 6th in the country when they beat them. That game was in Little Japan.
I probably screamed.
You probably did because Iker Iturbe was playing. But anyway. But Clemson didn't have a good season, but they did beat that Gamecock ass. Let's look at the previous year. They were 23-10, 9-7 in conference. Played South Carolina, beat them by 19 in Columbia. Let's look at the season before.
It seems like in this series, anybody who's having a really good year, they get, and the other one's having a shitty year, you're going to lose to the shitty rival. It's like when South Carolina made the Final Four, they lost to them.
So Ikari Turbe, I was right. Ikari Turbe played South Carolina 3 times, never lost a fucking game. He Charlie Whitehurst your ass.
Wow.
Yeah. So the 95-96, which has been his first year, you guys finished 19-12. The next season, you finished 24-8, 15-1 in conference. That was your best team. And Ikari Turbe beat that ass.
Okay.
And the following year,
let's hear what else Paul has to. What else Paul has to for the show instead, and let's move away from this horse shit.
Ikari Turbe is great.
But no, it's not.
Yeah.
Oh, what else you got, sir? Sorry.
Nothing much. Gamecock baseball's on a good start, so hopefully we keep it going. I've pretty much given up on basketball. So, but no, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, they're 5-0. I mean, that's where they should be. So they haven't been any embarrassing losses so far. I don't know what this tells us, but I mean, in the opening series, I mean, they went their Saturday Sunday games. They only allowed 3 total hits.
Yeah,
and that's pretty good. I don't care who you're playing, really. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I regardless of whatever Rob over there has to say about our coach, I actually really like him. Listening to press conferences, he seems to really be very supportive of our players.
Are we talking about? You're talking about your baseball coach?
Yeah, the one you.
Oh, I think he's a great coach. I just think that
he seems to be very mature.
Yeah,
I think he's a great coach. I just think that he's on the Spurrier track. He came here probably to get his Augusta membership. I mean, let's just be real here. He was at LSU, won national titles. He had a storybook career, made more money than he probably ever spent. I mean, maybe there's a competitive fire to try to reignite the South Carolina program. Maybe that's it. But this guy has nothing.
Fire in the belly, baby.
He's a hell of a coach, though. I'm not taking that away from him. I just think he's a geriatric, which he is.
Well, I was trying to set that joke up, Rob. I was saying he seems really mature to me, and I was, trying to set that up for. Well, I mean, if he's not mature by now, Jackpot, he's 75. I mean, I don't think he's good.
I think Jackpot. Do you think he's a stopgap for Monty Lee?
Could be. I mean, maybe they've got him there to, show Monty how to actually, manage a club. I don't know.
Yeah,
like the rehabilitation deal.
Yeah, I like Monty Lee at Clemson, so I love what Bakich is doing, but I thought Monty Lee was a good coach at Clemson. So I just wonder if Gamecock fans will take to Monty Lee after, or will they see him as Clemson leftovers?
No, I think they would love nothing more than to be. Oh, damn! Did you see Nate Oates? Did you see that?
What do you do?
Oh, with the
I was wondering why this kid from Mizzou. I was wondering why John Travolta was shooting like 3 foul shots. Nate Oates, he had his little board. I guess his little board that you draw up the plays on over there. He took that fucking thing and he smashed it on the floor in like a big temper tantrum, like a 12-year-old. And the thing broke and shit just went everywhere. What the fuck?
Justin says, Rob, that's funny as hell, but yeah, Paul Maneri would love Augusta National. Look, that was one of the things Spurrier got. Darla Moore, that's the famous story. She was a member, or she was able to get him a membership at Augusta. That was part of his package, So there's that. I think Darla Moore was like the first woman member there, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I think
I got my stuff right.
Something like that. Yeah. I know she was like one of the first women there. Which, like, wasn't that? I think that was only in 2010 or somewhere. It was
something like that. It was pretty. I don't know, but yeehaw with all that.
Yeah, I've got the sound turned down on that. Somebody in the comment section Why did he slam that clip? What happened there? I don't know what triggered him, but he got really mad. I mean,
he was probably running around saying,
"Me and Rob, we know he's a big old bitch, anyways." So,
yeah, well, he's probably running around saying, "Wait a minute, there's fluoride in this water." No, we don't have that.
You get mad because he's getting his ass kicked, I guess.
He doesn't. He's so basic.
You've got to watch. He got teed up for that big time. I'm surprised they didn't toss him for that. I mean, really. I mean, I really am.
I don't know. We'll see. Oh, we didn't talk about this, but the D1 baseball rankings. The picks I saw had. Oh no, it was the SEC preseason picks. Had South Carolina finishing 12th in baseball. If you could find somebody that would take your money, bet on that. South Carolina's not finishing 12th in the conference. That's not happening. So
I don't think so.
They have too much pitching. So I mean, they'll finish.
I don't know about offense, but I mean, yeah, they definitely can toss the rock.
They got two shutdown arms, in my opinion. That'll get you. They'll finish better than 12th in the conference. So I know it's hard when you have that many teams that are really good, but in the end, like the only real shitter team I believe is Auburn. But everybody else should be, right there in the mix.
So they're pretty bad.
Yeah, I heard Auburn's pretty bad. Pretty bad. Anyway, you got anything else there, Paul, you want to go over this evening before we get out of here?
No, I don't think so. We'll appreciate y'all taking my call once again, and looking forward to the
problem.
Yeah, appreciate it, buddy.
I wonder what's happened to Billy.
I think that Billy doesn't like the restream. We may get Billy back with the or hopefully nothing's wrong with Billy. We haven't seen Twisted Rooster either.
Yeah, he hasn't made any videos in a long time. He hasn't done a live video since the bowl game. And I know I haven't done much myself. I've probably just put out a handful of them. I've been tired and I've been working a lot. I've been training kids not kids, young men. I'm a molder of young folks for the past 2.5 weeks. So, I really can't. I got to meet them at like 4:30 in the morning most days. So I don't, I'm
calling. I'm sorry. I'm calling Rooster right now and asking what the hell his problem is.
I can't. Well, okay.
I'm sorry. Go ahead and finish your spiel about the young people. That's pretty cool.
I don't really ride down the road and making videos right now while I'm with someone.
Yeah. As we're trying to get Kevin on the phone here.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail.
Yeah.
The person you're trying to reach is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up.
Leave a message. Hey, Rooster, it's Rob and Jackpot. We wondered what happened to you. Did the Children of the Corn send your YouTube channel to the shitter? Please respond. We'll talk to you later. There you go. Put an APB out on Rooster there. Anyway.
No, it's Children of the Corn. Look, he wouldn't run away and hide just because we lost to the Corn people.
That's what it looks like to me. I haven't seen a video since they beat your ass.
Not because because he's put out a video since then. He's done a video since then, but it's been a long time since he's done a video. But that was the last live stream he did.
Oh, okay. But, yeah. All right, final call for calls this evening here.
What?
There you go.
This is unreal. I mean, Alabama's just falling apart at the seams. I mean, they were projected number 1 seed.
I think Auburn broke them.
And Mizzou's got 47 points up on the board, and there's still 4 minutes yet to play in the first half. Jesus.
What's the score?
47 to 31.
Yeah, they're Alabama will come back. They'll make a game of it. So.
This coach is losing his shit. He's acting like such a child. He's acting like a fucking child over here. I mean, he really is.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm enjoying this. I'm glad to see him getting felt the ass. They deserve it.
He doesn't have any murderers on his team, so he's not gonna.
No,
they're not very good when they don't have the murderers on the team. So there's that. Justin says Rooster's waiting till football season. He's getting settled into his new home still in Florida. I did see something where he posted he was working at Florida State Stadium. Maybe he'd go see Octavian at the Popeyes. I think Octavian said he works at the Popeyes. I think it's near the stadium, is what he said.
No, he runs that shit.
That's what I'm saying.
He doesn't work there. He makes people work there.
That's right. Can you imagine running around and Octavian's telling you, "Hey, get the grease right, asshole. Those shrimp didn't come out crispy enough."
Look at Look at this Crisco grease. You think Billy Napier used Crisco grease to look like that? No, go change that shit.
Yeah, that grease looks like it's just a little bit dirty, and we don't have time for dirt here.
Go change that shit in the name of Steve Spurrier. Yeah, thank you.
He's running around. If you have time to lean, you have time to clean. Get over there. He's the one who told us that he worked there and said, and he did tell us that on the stream. He said something to the effect of, I don't work there. I run it, is what he told us. Okay.
Brock says he might be taking a break after the season. Yeah. Says this past college football season was long. It felt like 2 seasons. Yeah. That's one foul wow. And our team did good this year. And it still felt like it took forever, I can just imagine that one of these years coming up when we play like shit. I'm sure it's going to seem like an eternity. It's coming.
This headline came up earlier from ESPN. Heather Dinich wrote the story. It says SEC's Greg Sankey and the Big Ten's Tony Petitti, I hope I pronounced that correctly, agree the CFP seeding needs changed. Those two had a...
I would agree with the seeding. Yeah, it does.
Sankey says, I'm prepared to vote for seeding change, but it has to be unanimous. This past season, the 4 highest ranked teams earned the top 4 seeds in a first round bye. It allowed for 9th ranked Boise State, which won the Mountain West, to earn the number 3 seed, and for 12th ranked Arizona State to earn the number 4 seed.
Yeah, neither one. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Neither one of those teams should have been in the top 4. I'm not saying they shouldn't have been in, but they shouldn't have been seeded that high.
I respectfully, I think that Arizona State was better than they about got Texas. So
no, hell, if you want to put it that way, Clemson about got Texas. Arizona State won. They had a couple of games at the end of the season where they had blowout wins, but I mean, largely other than that, they played a lot of close games and won them.
That's up for debate.
Well, no, it wasn't up for debate. That's in black and white. That's what they did. They played a bunch of close games and they won them.
When they matched up with Texas, though, they didn't look like they didn't belong there.
Almost lost to Texas State. I mean, they were that great.
Anyway,
they got hot. They were like South Carolina. They got hot at the right time, except they stayed hot.
They only lost 1 game, Jackpot.
No, they did. They lost like 3
in the regular season. I think they lost. I gotta look. I gotta look. Anyway, but finishing up that story, a popular suggestion to change the seating for this fall. Okay, for which Patetti said he favored has been to use the selection committee's rankings for the seedings while still making room for the 5 highest ranked conference champions. In that model, the committee's top 4 teams would have earned the top 4 seeds in first round buys, regardless of whether they were conference champions. That would also open the door for Notre Dame, which can't win a conference title as an independent, to earn a first round bye as a top 4 seed. I completely 1,000,000% disagree with that, simply because Notre Dame has got to stop with this nonsense of we're going to have our own TV contract. That's bullshit. If you want to play for the national title, then get into a fucking conference with like everybody else is. This is stupid. It's absolutely stupid.
Yeah, but if you think about it, though, I mean, they're brilliant because, when they made that playoff this year, when they won that playoff game, the teams that win playoff games, I mean, they have to split that big payoff that they get.
Right.
I mean, they have to split it with everybody else in their conference. Well, with them, I mean, it just goes to Notre Dame.
Yeah. And I get the money side of it, but look, you have to – the ACC commissioner, John Swofford, had an opportunity to hold their feet to the fire during the COVID year and say basically, look, you play in our conference for everything else. You can play in the football here too. He had the opportunity to do that because no other – and if you remember, like the SEC said, look, we're only going to play SEC teams. And that was kind of the way it was across the board. Notre Dame would have been without a schedule. And John Swofford couldn't get his dick out of the North Carolina Duke basketball circle jerk long enough to hold Notre Dame's feet to the fire and say, you know what? Either you come with us or you're not going to have a fucking season. He could have done that.
Well, so these nasty people were having a circle jerk during COVID?
Of course they were. Anytime there's Duke North Carolina basketball,
that's disturbing.
It's always a circle jerk about this is the best rivalry in the history of rivalries. I'd rather watch the Citadel play fucking Mercer and hoops.
You think they better have had their mask on while they were doing it?
Do you want to know the craziest thing, Jackpot?
Otherwise, they weren't being good citizens.
I don't know if you remember this or not. Like, they had the ACC tournament, right? The night before they shut everything down. And at halftime of the final ACC tournament game, we didn't know it was going to be the final one, but it ended up being. They had baby races. So they would put a baby on the baseline and have his mom stand at half court, and the baby's crawling to mom. And all these babies are just sloshing fluids all over each other. And it's like, great. The next day, it's don't touch a door. What a mess that turned out to be.
South Carolina was on the court for the SEC tournament and ready to begin play when they halted it for that. So do you know who they were? Do you remember who they were supposed to be playing that day?
Ole Miss.
No, it was Arkansas.
Missouri's toilet. Yeah.
Yeah. There was a funny comment here, but I missed it.
Oh, what is it? I'll find it. Oh, stop.
I don't know.
Silly.
I don't know.
The SEC will be back this season in football. Thank you.
Oh, no. No, that's not what I was going to say. I was going to tell you. I was looking here. I was actually going to look at Arizona State's record. And I pulled up the thing for last year, and I was going to look at the scores, but we've already flipped over the 2025 season. It's not on there anymore where I would normally go. So your week 0 slate is set for the 2025 season. Any of these excite you? There's 4 matchups only. Well, wait a minute. That's on top 25. Hold on a second. Does it change it? No, it didn't change a damn thing. You got Stanford, your conference foe, takes to the road to take on Hawaii. Seems like they've played before in week 0.
I'll take Hawaii and the points.
Yeah, Fresno State is at Kansas. That's weird. Sam Houston.
That is fucking great.
Yeah. This might be a sneaky good game. Sam Houston, they were pretty good last year at Western Kentucky. And then in the Kansas State at Iowa State in Ireland, in the Aer Lingus. I don't know if that's any kin to Cunnilingus. College Football Classic. The Aer Lingus.
I don't know. I guess the Iowa State Kansas State game is.
Man, that's the two. I mean, last year, at least Georgia Tech and Florida State, at least that was something juicy. It's something you could at least sink your teeth into. Does Kansas State and Iowa State excite anybody? It will, because this is week 0.
People will bet on it, Jackpot.
Everybody's going to be gargling the nuts of that game right there. When the next week, when you couldn't pay anybody to go watch it.
People will be betting on that, Jackpot. You know that as well as I do.
Well, yeah, Florida State and Georgia Tech wasn't a bad matchup. I enjoyed that. I mean, I know Florida State sucked and whatever, but I thought it was good. The year before, wasn't that the year we had? I think it was the year before. No, it was 2-3 years ago when we had Nebraska and Northwestern. So that kind of reminds me of this year's game. 2 wet farts.
Hey, Jackpot, I got to bring this up really quick here. I got 15 seconds left in the first half, and Alabama is only down 13. It feels like they should be down 30, but they're only down 13.
Yeah, well, clearly nobody's playing defense in this game.
Yeah, I mean, 105 points. I mean, South Carolina scored how many points last night? I think they scored in the 60s. Mizzou's got 59 in the first half.
They scored 50. Did they get beat 71-50, 81-67?
Yeah, I'm just saying you scored in the 60s, but Mizzou's got 59 right here in the first half. Holy shit!
Yeah, this is a belt to ass kind of night. And he missed it at the buzzer. That would have been 61, but they're up by 13. I don't know how you feel about that. If you're Mizzou, I don't know how you can go out and play any better in the second half. They're going to come back. Yeah. They're definitely going to come back, but they know. I mean, they got under their skin for real. I mean, I don't know why our buddy smashed his little etch-a-sketch on the sideline, but he was mad about something, real mad, big mad even. All
right, Jackpot. Well, I think we've had a good show this evening, brother. You got anything else you want to add?
No, I can't think of anything else. No, really can't. It's been a good show. It's been a good night. I'm wore out though.
Well, get you some rest, Jackpot.
I don't know about you.
I'm wore out too, brother. Get you